What's up, everybody? Let me turn myself up. I'm always afraid I'm gonna blow y'all out, but I got my demo hat on. I might take it off for this one. Just dama means thank you, I think, in Japanese. But you get to see the long hair, it's back. But Dinosaur Adventureland going on. Love it or hate it. But people came back from Eaton that I was waiting on, and then the dad went to sleep, and he's in the house, but he's sleeping. So, and then the buds, they went to the main one's girlfriend's work to give her food. So, and I had to figure that out from him in there, the sleeping. But I guess I'm gonna do another video while I wait on them, and then call them pieces of shit when they come back. But I saw this trending. Of course, while I was doing that, there was white privilege is always trending. I think that's something on my eye. Might be a shiny hair, but when I was checking out or doing the video, I saw this gay shit. Literally, Sam Smith. Well, I'll duplicate this. And yes, I want to run my mouth on it. Pete Davidson, I can't stand him either. Hey, 19-year-old me. God. He's like Elton John, but like more gay, more glam. After a lifetime of being at war with my gender. You're not at war with your gender. Gender's not a thing. People had to make gender up so that people could say, I'm not this, I'm not that. It's sex. And people say, well, we had to make gender because sex is confused with this sex and boy or girl sex. No, it wasn't. Nobody ever did that. People got confused, sure, when they were kids, but everybody knew what sex the baby is there. Just like when people do the evolution thing and they say, oh, it's different species. You don't need the term species. The term to use is kind, after its own kind. But they made the word gender so they could be at war with what they were born in. I was born this, but my gender, what I feel in here is, no, it's all physical. If you're born with a dick, you're a guy. And people say, just like with the abortion, what about rare cases? That's the point, they're rare. And well, what about hermaphrodites? And there was one that went to church when I was younger. And he was a boy, but you'd have never known that he was a hermaphrodite. At one time, he had been fixed. But they can do tests on that. The people will laud science. Oh, we're so far, we can turn sense. Not that he's going through transition, but we can turn. You really can't. There's no such thing as transgender. You can't transition fully into something. Your body will always be fighting you, like Caitlyn Jenner. If he'll ever chop his cock off, which he probably won't, because just like with Sam Smith, it's for attention. I'll get into that later. You cut it up, and not to be so grotesque, but they make a woman part out of it, and you have to keep oiling it and doing all these things, or it'll grow back to itself. Your body was designed to be like it is, and if it's a hermaphrodite, all they gotta do is take a test, and it weighs out male versus female, and if there's more male, you're a male. And you can even wait to do it when you're older. Like some people do circumcision, they wait until they're older and want to make that decision themselves. That's fine, but you have people here that are pushing people to be like in the problem. Used to, you were born and it's like, well, this is a freak occurrence. Now people are pushing people to be freaks. But after living a lifetime of being at war with my gender, I've decided to embrace myself for who I am, inside and out. As Sam Smith announced his decision to use gender-neutral pronouns. Oh my god. Today is a good day, so here goes. I've decided I am changing my pronouns to they, them. After a lifetime of being at war with my gender, I decided to embrace myself for who I am, inside and out. So apparently he's non-binary, I think's the term, which is a bullshit term. It's like saying racism. Racism doesn't count because it's just hate, right? People say you hate colors, you hate other races, you hate. No, it all boils down to hate. You're trying to give it another adjective, another cherry on top of it, so that racism, you can say, well, this is a different type of hate, and when they do this type of hate, it's different from that type of hate. It's all hate. There's no non-binary. There's no this. There's no that. It's male, female. That's it. There's no, gender this, gender that. Identify with this. Binary versus non-binary. Trans versus that. It's sex. Male, female. That's it. If you have your outlets back here, a female is the hole, male is the part that goes in it, the prongs. Boom, there's your power. I don't want Sam Smith to ever use power again because that's binary. That's the male and female parts working together like they're supposed to. Don't ever use electricity again, Sam Smith. Don't. My pronouns are they, them. Do you know what this is doing to the human language? This is to make people crazy. People can disagree, but I'm a theologian, and this is satanic stuff. It's to wear down on the mentality of people who are normal. And, the word normal, but you know what I mean. And I'm not going to back down from that. People that just want to live their lives daily. It doesn't even have to do with straight versus this. People that just don't want to make a damn scene out of themselves. And I'll tell you why Sam Smith is doing this. He can pretend he's been fighting this all his life. But really, if it was a few weeks or back a few years ago when he first came out, and no pun intended, gay, but whenever he said, well, I'm gay, I'm a gay artist, and everybody needs to accept that, and I'm so scared, I'm afraid of, and it was like, dude, what are you talking about? We're in an age where people can fuck each other in the streets in front of kids at a gay pride parade. It's no big deal for you to come out or say, oh, I'm gay. You're not groundbreaking, you're not doing it, you're not triumphing over anything. And this is what I'm getting into. He is not triumphing over anything. Being gay is not cool. It's not, it's avant-garde. It's outside. It's queer. Like, the word queer meant odd. That's why they adopted the term queer, because they were outside and they were weird and they were, we're like the Woodstock of sex and, we're different. Gay is normalized now. To everybody else, not to me, but gay is normalized, and so now he's not got that. I'm exotic. I'm cool. I'm edgy, and I'm unique. Now that being gay is just like something to do, he's got to be they them. He's got to up the ante. He's got to up the crazy ante because he's got to keep getting attention. Let me give you an allegory. When I was young and in middle school, I had a lot of problems. Not legit problems, but people would pick on you or wanted you to fit in a clique. We're going to put you in a clique if you don't get in one. So they just put me in a ragtag clique, and you got to stay in your corner and this and that, because I wouldn't pick sports. I wouldn't be jock. I wouldn't pick the artist. I wouldn't pick the skateboarders. I was friends with everyone. No, you got to be in this group. Anyways, I tell you that to tell you this. Whenever I cut, I had, my hair wasn't this long. It had never been this long until I was about 19 or something. I cut it, and now here's again. But I had regular hair. I decently mess with the sides to lower them down and then make the top so that it was a mohawk. And then you'll have people, oh my gosh, Dylan, wow, crazy hair. The next day you go to school and just like the gays, just like Sam Smith now, he's got that dopamine. He needs more. Oh my God, you're gay. Like Sam Hyde, oh my God, you're gay. I know. And so he needs more of that dopamine. And gay's not doing it anymore. So he's got to do they them. Tomorrow he'll probably chop his dick off and be like, I was a woman the whole time. I say the same about Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner lived in a house full of women, and everybody was keeping up with the Kardashians, but not Bruce Jenner. And Bruce Jenner had been a decathlon. He was on the Wheaties box. Man, he was, people knew him. Then he starts getting a back seat, and all of a sudden, I felt like I've always been a woman. No, you didn't. You feel like you're not getting the vindication or validation that you were getting through fame and notoriety and things, and so now you have to do it. That's 100% what the Jenner shit is. 100%. That's what this Sam Smith shit is. And when I was in school, I got a mohawk. And then, everybody, and then after 2 or 3 days, some people might not have seen you because they weren't at school that day. You came the first time with the new haircut. So you say, wow, this is really wearing off. Nobody's sucking my dick anymore. No one's like, oh, wow, nice hair. You're so different. You look so crazy. And so you start shaving the checkerboard on the side of your head. Oh, man, that's crazy. That's punk. That's whatever next day. And then you shave it all down bald. Oh, that's crazy. This whatever, this and that. Then you shave Liberty spikes. Oh, my gosh, you just keep changing. You're crazy. And then you shave your head bald. And then you're like, wow, well, I'm done. I can't do anything else. Oh well. It goes the same. One time I dyed my hair. You dye your hair color. Oh, that's cool. Dye your hair another color. Oh, that's cool. Dye your hair. Oh my gosh, you dyed your hair again. And then eventually turns gray. It didn't fall out, but it turned gray because you get silver or something. And then you're just like, what the fuck am I doing? And I wasn't like a punk or like one of those emos or anything. I just happened. And part of it is this culture of always getting attention. I know there's people out there with tattoos. I don't personally agree with them. I'm not gonna say, oh, you're going to hell for it or anything like that, right? But my thing was I would always run out. I would run out of ideas or skin before I did ideas. You guys have seen me. I've talked about it before. I'm an artist, right? And not like, ooh, I'm an artist, but I draw, and I could fill a canvas with things, a book of things, and so I would eventually run out of things to put on my body to put things on, especially since I'm not, not that big, whatever. And so there's people out there that get tattoos and they say they're addicted, and I'd say that too for certain people. But there's people that are addicted to the attention they get from new tattoos as well. That's why you see a lot of people that will put, some people will put people they just started dating on their damn arm or some shit. And I know not everybody's like that and they're stupid, but I'm not going to keep clarifying that. But there's people that will, oh, you got this. Oh, that's cool. And then you go add another, oh, wow, you got your new tattoo. Let me see it. Then you get this and this, and then you got a whole damn sleeve, and then you're all tatted up. There's people out there that will gauge, parts of their face and pierce 9,000 times in there. It's all about, like, us trying to feel accepted or fill a void and feel accepted. But it always just makes us look odd, to have to keep changing and changing and changing so that we look different, we look new, and that's why a lot of this outrage culture or whatever people want to call it, I think they have to keep up in the ante of retardation. Well, I'm mad at this now. Well, actually, there's more than two genders. Actually, it's not sex, it's gender. Actually, there's more than two sexes and two genders. Actually, there's non-binary. Actually, and then there's people that, well, actually, gender doesn't exist. They're racing towards oblivion. And what I said on here, I might get in trouble for this. Who knows? I said breaking news. Stay With Me, his song Stay With Me, which I think is cringe because I hate the term cringe, but it makes me grimace because he's singing it to a guy. That's not love, that's lust. That's so gross. It's no different than Nicki Minaj talking about sucking a bunch of dudes off. It's no different to me. It's not love. Stay With Me is no longer a top hit. Breaking news. Stay With Me is no longer a top hit and has been replaced with They With Me. Because he look, they, them, right there. I did it. Guys, be with me in this trying time. Everybody's going to blow smoke up my gay ass and kiss my ass and say you're so brave for changing, pronouns or for butchering the English language or confusing the next generation of people. You're so brave. The world is literally catered to gays, especially in America, in England, where he's talking about, in the Western world. Quit acting like you're a victim. The people have to fake hate crime themselves. They're not victims anymore. But it's now replaced with They With Me because he's not, it rhymes stay they. It wasn't originally what I was going to say, but I told it to tell this. And now he must regain notoriety from zero. That's my idea. If you want to change to, I'm going to be Caitlyn Jenner, then Bruce Jenner can no longer have the medals. Smelt him. Melt him down and make a golden dick, a dildo, so he can fuck himself. I'm crass, but... And he has to start over from zero. Sam Smith can no longer have that song. He can no longer pretend he wrote that song. He can no longer have the royalties from it. Matter of fact, just forget the song in general. In other words, They With Me, or in other news, it just happened just like that. See, like they changed gender and all this shit on a dime. Look, in other news, before you can even say, it's They With Me now, in other news, They With Me has now become Stay With Us. Because it's not me, it's us. See, with it, when it's they, them, that means there's more than one person in there. Stay With Us. You see what that does? So does that mean with him and his boyfriend get it on and does that mean there's a threesome? You know what used to happen when people used to say, actually, I'm they, them. And like mean it not in the sense of like a spiritual thing. Like there's the me that wants to be worldly and the me that wants to live for God. I understand the duality of fighting with your nature. But as like identity wise, like legit identity, like all these people or Nicki Minaj, like I mentioned earlier, I got Roman in me, this young little boy who does it. All those people are literally possessed in celebrities by Satan. And Beyonce has one. All these people have alter egos. That's what he wants. It's part of the game that they play. It's part of the notoriety. It's how you rank up. It's part of the degeneracy. The wilder you are, the more you get. But he's actually torn. There's people conflicting in him. So he thinks. And I think so too, demonically. And people are cheering this on. So like an identity crisis. Yeah, Grandpa doesn't remember us. That's awesome. He's got Alzheimer's. But look, stay with us. Like Sam, his fans are now also confused. See, I might get in trouble for that. I'm talking shit saying he's confused. He don't even know who he is. He'll admit that. But he's going into, I don't know who I am, so I'm going to try to find out who I am, and you accept me along the way. No. Go back to your roots. What were you born as? What were you this? What were you that? And you weren't gay from birth. Some people will say society shapes us to be straight when we're gay. Well, then how are you born that way? If you can be shaped into being straight or gay, then how are you born that way to start with? Because you can't make somebody into something that they're not. So they conflict in their worldviews. Just like with this, they don't want any genders. They don't want any borders. They don't want anything. They don't want absolutes. They don't believe in absolutes. There is a such thing as absolute truth. And they can't stand that because it holds them to it. It nails the jello to the wall. I know you can't do that. People argue and change every day so they can be like jello and squish, like flubber. Get around it. But they get nailed to the wall when it comes to logic. They cannot handle it. What a fruit, man. I'm not going to play this because of copyright, but look. Watch this. And no shit, he's gay, but look at this. Just like flamboyantly ballerina stuff. And it's got to be half-naked dudes. Look at this. Look at that. Ooh. He seems to be loved. 3.1 million views. Don't look like you're not being accepted, buddy. And I don't like to mock people's looks, but he looks pretty gross. And look at that, the cross in his ear. You cannot. As a gay, as a they them, he, she, they, them, there. They're appropriating my culture. Modern man's struggle is internet and we are losing. Oh, I'm on my other account. Otherwise, it would say, hey, you can't do that. You got 4 more days because I called somebody a retard. Like this right here is retarded. I don't know, man. I feel like you should commit. I feel like that if you want to do stuff to get attention, you should have to commit because they're getting the attention without the risk. If a kid wants to stay up all night, he should have to work and pay the bills. Can't sit there and say, well, I'm going to tell everybody how to spend the money in the house, but I'm also not going to work. You can't say I'm they, them, and then not lose your credits to your song. So now whenever he does a solo album, is it, say, featuring my fucked up altered personality in me? Like when he's singing, which one are we hearing? Are they fist fighting? Is it a duet whenever he sings by himself now? I'm telling you, man, like, see, look at the way this is. Oh, it's all about me. It's me, 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 me. I'm telling you, it's the instant validation of, oh, wow, I'm so whatever this and that. I don't even have any words for it, man. And if I had any words for it, they wouldn't correctly describe it because they wouldn't be the right pronouns. They wouldn't be English. And I mean, it's just all about, I swear this is all a humiliation ritual at our expense. It's to see what we'll take. It's to see what we'll put up with. I'm not going to put up with it. And that doesn't mean violence or anything like that or reacting. It's just I'm going to stay the way I was or how I am. People always say, and I know people, friends that have people, siblings or something that are going through this, and I think the worst thing people can do is say, you go, girl, you go, you do this. Yeah, you do you. Don't do you. Do what's right. Do what makes sense. Do what's natural. And not what feels natural, but what is natural. I just can't even, man. But you have people in your life that are going through that, and they say, I'm going to change my name from a guy name to a girl name. Like, let's just say Bruce Jenner, so I don't dox the person. Or, with respect to them, because I do have respect. And the dad's always like, I'm not going to talk about this when you bring it up. It's like, well, you're letting your son hang himself, so to speak. And it's not good. But and I want people to have to go to Thailand to go get this bullshit done. I don't want it. I don't want it okay here. That's like giving kids saying, "I want to kill myself," at 16, not even knowing, like me, not even knowing that life has got so much ahead of you, and saying, "Well, hurry, let's get him some pills and let him do it." I think you should have to go through all this therapy and sign and do all this class and watch what is done to someone with abortion or with the surgery or anything, the gender thing. And people say, "Oh, we don't want to do that because that's bullying." No, you don't want to do that because you want a society where everything's fucked up. And if they see the ultimate goal that you're having, they'll rebuke it. They might change their mind. And that's what's the messed up thing about it is they don't want them to see that because they know that they got a losing strategy. And all it takes is showing people, just pulling the curtain back, shining light on what they really mean by abortion, what they really mean by gender assignment, what they really mean by this many success rate. And people blow their heads off afterwards. Nobody cares about a trans person who kills himself afterwards because, hey, we already got the notoriety, we already paraded them around town, I got to look like somebody who was an ally. You don't care about them then. But to go back to the person, somebody's going through it, and just like with Caitlyn Jenner, if people say, "What about Kate? Are you gonna call him Caitlyn?" And it's like, yeah, I'll call him Caitlyn Jenner if he changes his name legally. It's just a name. I mean, if you change your name to Dickhead, I'd call you Dickhead because that's legally your name, but I'm not going to call you her. I'm not going to say Miss Jenner. It's Mr. Jenner. It's Mr. Caitlyn Jenner. It's he. It's him. And especially since he hadn't chopped his cock off. And like I said, that's how you can prove that this is just for attention. And they're running out of, I'm the exotic one now. Gay is just another thing to people. And so now Sam Smith has to do this thing. Caitlyn Jenner has to up the ante because the Wheaties fame ran out. And that's what happens when your validation doesn't come from within or from God or your higher power or something bigger than yourself. It comes from society. You're always changing it and chasing it. It's like a drug. But you guys tell me what you think. I think I've said all I could say. Maybe I could say more, but I don't know, man. It's just a wild time to be alive. Things are accelerating. But he, him, her, Zer. I remember when Zer it's Zurg, from Buzz Lightyear, but I remember when all those things. Zer was the gun dealer on Destiny, the video game, My, how things have changed. I just remember my stepdad one time saying, man, when Bruce Jenner crap came out, he said, man, he was on my fucking Wheaties box. He was on the Wheaties box. He was kid's hero. Won the decathlon, and he still got those medals. He shouldn't have them. And how hard is that? The rest of us have to pretend that you're not, like, it's like a drunk. We have to all pretend that you're not throwing up all over yourself. We have to pretend that you're now somebody new. And so now everybody else but you is having trouble because you have to go back and say, well, back whenever in the decathlon, Bruce Jenner won the medals, and and who's that? And you point to somebody, yeah, but that's Caitlyn Jenner, and that's supposed to be a woman. Yeah, that's she's kind of both, and he might have two people in him right now, so we don't know who to refer to. And with Sam Smith, he has no intention of transition or doing anything physical to his body, but he wants to have two people in him. He does have two people in him. Is good and evil's pretty much winning. He's given himself over to a reprobate mind. And just remember that tolerance and acceptance when it's the wrong thing is not good. It's not the loving thing to do. Love is not a feeling or an emotion. It's the truth. Love, you tell somebody, that's why they say tough love. It's just regular love. It's no emotion. It's platonic, really. You tell your friend, if you don't quit drinking, you're going to kill yourself with alcoholism. Or you keep going down this road, you're going to irreversibly damage your body with hormones and all this stuff. That's love. You love them enough to tell them the truth. It's not, I love you so much, I'll be behind you no matter what. I tolerate everything that you do, and everything that you do is acceptable, and nothing that you do is wrong. That's not love. It's like a kid that never gets punished or disciplined. That's not love. Kids all the time will try to use that against their parents. Oh, I hate you. You punished me. I hate you. You grounded me. I hate you. So, you don't realize this, son, daughter, whoever, but I love you. Otherwise I wouldn't be keeping you from these parties. I wouldn't be keeping you from being violent towards your siblings. I wouldn't be keeping you from, using language that, a 5-year-old or something shouldn't use, or watching things that will corrupt your mind. But like I said, I think I said all I could say. And peace out, Cub Scouts.